Fauli to kick off for Japan. Nice high kick that just finds the 10 meters, but good take by South Korea. South Korea shifted to the left. They spread it right to the wing. Good stepping, good footwork, still going. Gets 15, 20 meters for his team, and he's got an advantage. They're going to line up out here, South Korea. Good tackle by Fauli. Now they're set up to the left. They go 2 passes out. 3. All the way to the winger. Good setup. Now they're coming back to the right. They got numbers. Fauli needs to get there. Switch play coming. No, he steps back in. Good tackle there by Sean Tumanga. Japan sliding defense. Oh, South Korea doing really well here.
Great control. Great composure side. That's 6-7 phases already. Trying to find that pass. Also great defense by Japan. 2 minutes away. And you think they'll get there.
And they do.
Great start by South Korea. And man, that's what you call composed. And that's what you call accuracy with their catch and pass and their ruck work. Moving the ball beautifully across the sideline from one edge to another edge.
On day one. But full credit to South Korea. They've come out firing. And great team try and great conversion. Yep. So South Korea leads 7-0.
Yeah, it's amazing. Japan was so dominant yesterday with their kickoffs and being able to get up in the air, but South Korea actually caught that. They caught it and just been able to keep the ball away from the Japanese defensive team. So we're going now to South Korea. Let's see what they can do with their kickoff.
Great high kick for South Korea. Wasn't regathered safely by Japan, but they clean up well. South Korea have awarded, the referee has awarded South Korea a penalty.
Yep, the Japanese player coming in, not supporting his body weight at the breakdown. And it'll be interesting to see what South Korea, they go for the scrum. And this will give them a good striking opportunity. 25 metres out from the Fijian line. And this is a fantastic start by South Korea. I was very impressed in how they played yesterday.
Yes, it seems like the coach Charles Lowe has went away last night, made a few adjustments to their game plan. And the coach for Japan wouldn't be too impressed with their start.
Still plenty of time in this game, and South Korea, they're playing with a lot of team, a lot of physicality. Referees playing with advantage, taking it up all in the way. And here we go. You want to run hard at these Fijian, Japanese players, but referees said that the tackle was high, and they're going to go to seatbelt tackle. And South Korea have asked for another scrum, and the scrum's been good, especially if you look at the size of the Japanese team. You just say the good thing about rugby, isn't it, David? It doesn't matter how big and strong you are. If you've got good technique around the contact area, you're going to go pretty well, aren't you?
That's it. With the looks of those Japanese front row, they look pretty heavy. But great technique for South Korea here. Nice and low. So they shift that out to the left again. Let's see what they can do. They keep going to the left. Steps back in. Passes it back inside. Another pass.
Oh, brilliant.
Good hands. Good hole running.
Beautiful. Oh, pretty to watch.
And great tackle by number 1, Sean Tumanga for Japan. South Korea shifted to the left again.
Good tackle.
Great tackle by number 11, Neitani for Japan. Oh, the referee has got an infringement.
Yep, side entry. So that was a good low tackle, and the Japanese player been able to get straight over the ball, and the South Korean players were a little bit late there to get to the breakdown and came in late and reverted to coming to the side. But great players, isn't it? Those catching and passing skills so slick.
South Korea looking really good whenever they shift the ball back to the open side.
Ball is not been kicked out.
Kick hasn't found the touchline.
Oh, what a
kick.
It has. What a kick. That's what good players, when they come to big moments like that, the big players step up.
I think Fauli was saying a few Hail Marys. I was hoping it was going out there.
Yeah, he kicked that right in from his 30 metre, and it's resulted in a 5 metre line out 5 metres away from South Korea's try line, and at the moment it's still 7-0 to South Korea. And we haven't seen the Japanese team with the ball yet.
They throw it to Aseru. Aseru with the take. Faoli, what can he do? Jinx takes on defense. Isolated though. Japan have advantage. They got numbers. They go short. And number 9, Kawaya Tagibatawa for Japan goes in. Great hit back from the Japanese.
But a good bounce of the ball. Ball rolled out, and when Japanese had the line out, threw the ball in, and a good try there by the Japanese team. And this is a big kick coming up. And conversion successful. It takes it to 7-0 with Hong Kong upsetting China and winning their spots in the Rugby World Cup in South Africa next year, and also more importantly spots in the Dialogue Asia Rugby Sevens. And this is the second semi-final with both teams now. Got a big 20 seconds of play before the half-time.
Yes, it is. One of the Japanese players, I think it was Aseru, was in front of the kicker there. So South Korea with a set play here. Taps it, takes it to the line, drifts across, switch play.
Nice switch.
Cut out pass.
Beats one tackle. Look at that. Great determination by the
Kano
South
makes
African
the
players.
covering tackle, but a penalty to Japan, not releasing.
Yeah, referees have been quick in these moments. That ball player taking the ball into contacts. Yeah, it's good to make sure he's showing the ball that he can make sure that gives opposition time to jackal over the ball, or also working on a good long placement.
Another good kick there from Faoli. Finds the touchline. 20 meters out from the South Korean line.
Yep, that's been 2 massive kicks, hasn't it, by the Japanese? There must be the wind has picked up. Japanese making the most of the winds. So we're going to be seeing now Japan taking the ball to the line 22 meters out from the South Korea. But a fumble, you don't often see that by the Japanese side. Been so good in that area.
South Korea shift. Faoli calling his defensive line to shift across. Good tackle there by number 11, Netani. As South Korea shift to the left. Winger takes in 2 players. Goes to ground. They need quick ball. They want to. He steps off the right, comes back to the short side.
Oh.
Great tackle. Great tackle. I think that was Aseru. And they keep going to the left. That looks like Japan.
Right,
They've got this covered. 1-on-1. Looking for support players. Gets a hole runner.
Nice, good placement of the ball.
Now they set out to the left. Kawaya called out. Good tackle. Tackle needed to be made by Japan out there on the right edge. They swing it back to the right. South Korea building here. Going out. Managed to stay inside.
Referees played advantage.
South Korea just need to hold on to the ball and keep going. You're doing really well, and he gets through, and he's going to score. Great try for South Korea.
Oh, fantastic pieces of play. We saw that at the start of the first half. We see at the end of the first half how well this South Korea team is. And just their catch and pass, ball and movement, building phase after phase after phase. And they keep on marching themselves up and down the field. And we're seeing how composed they are and making sure that they finish off this first half with a beautiful try and also take it a much deserved lead. And this potentially could see our second upset of the day there, David.
Yes, it surely could, but you can't count the Japanese players out. One more half left to play, but this conversion is so vital. And it is successful. So that gives South Korea 7.
And I'd just like to say a small apology to our supporters and people.
And we can't go to sleep on this Japanese team because they could strike, as you saw in the first half, at any moment.
Yeah, and what a beautiful, magical night it is at the Bisport City, seeing good supporters coming in now.
And it's so good to see the South Korean fans in the crowd
Totally.
cheering on their players.
And South Korea kick deep and prime pressure. They want to play territory, and they're now going to trust their defense now to keep Japan deep inside their 22, but get awarded, concede a penalty, early penalty. And Japan, what they did before, they kicked nice and deep. Let's see what they do this time around.
Fa'oli finds the touchline. Couldn't get that much distance on this kick. So Japan will most likely set up for a set play here. We've seen a few wrap-around plays, Aaron. Do you think they will go to that?
The Fijian, I think they'll go to the offload game. This works so well for them. Here we go. Takes the ball in, and good defense by South Korea. Also so good over the ball. And they go back the blind side, and the players are staying nice and wide, keeping their width, and testing the inside defender, and the offload goes again. And South Korea scrambling well, but not rolling away quick enough, and Japan go quick.
Fa'oli with the ball. Let's see what he can do. Tries to take him on the outside, step back off his right foot. Goes into contact, they shift it. Number 3, Aseri with the ball. Holding it, fending, still running. Goes to ground, needs support. They got numbers on the left. Neitani. They still have numbers on the left. Oh, just boot. Too big, too strong. Oh. And he goes for a speculator.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Well done, look at that. Fiji, or Japan, sorry, we're trying to make that inside pass so they can get an easier conversion, but great awareness by the South Korean defender to stay alive. And what's going to happen now? What's the referee going to award?
Well, the South Korean player actually hit the ball dead as the Japanese player passed it.
Given a yellow card.
So that was deliberate, and I think he's going to award a penalty try.
Yeah, penalty try and a
player. Oh, they were very lucky there, Japan. If I was the coach, Koichi Umeda, I would be slapping that player, telling him to put the ball down straight away.
Yeah, big moment in this game, and now it's 14-all. Still a lot of time in this match, but South Korea now going to play 2 minutes with 6 players, and we've got they're also making a few substitutions. They need fresh legs on there because this game has been pretty fast, isn't it, David?
Yes. Got to give it up for South Korea. They're playing with so much passion, going into every tackle with feeling. Fa'oli with the short restart, and it just finds the 10-meter. Good take by South Korea. You can see they've been working on that. And they have received the penalty.
And South Korea need to just slow it down now. Just buy them time. You've got one man in the bin. There's no rush for them. And if it does finish at 14-all, I've got my other co-commentator, Tui. He has just reminded this will go into extra time. So that's what the fans want. It has been a great crowd here tonight. I want to thank all the supporters coming down, supporting the Dolog Asia Rugby Sevens. And we've got some big games coming up, and this is our second semi-final. And this game could go either way there, David.
Yes, it could. And also to the Japanese and Hong Kong viewers and listeners out there, this is a hell of a game, so keep watching. South Korea shifted left. Step back in by number 10. Good tackle. Some big hits in this game. They shifted to the right. He steps. Takes it into contact. Good supporting players there from South Korea, but they need a halfback.
Halfback did, but they're just so low around the ruck. Fiji.
Oh, great tackle from Kameli for Japan. Let's see if Japan could keep this defense going. South Korea retained possession. A sloppy pass there. Good step. Can he get the offload? No.
Good support play by South Korea. They've been
go
so
back
good.
To the right. This is beautiful ball movement by South Korea. This is energy sapping for Japan. Tackling. But South Korea given the penalty. Tackler not rolling away.
And this also allows now for this South Korea player to come back on, so they go back to their full complement of 7 players. And this is exactly what South Korea needed. But I've just been so impressed by South Korea. Their support player just winning the race a little bit. We've got a big moment here. Scrum time for South Korea. couple of changes for both sides. This game has been at a high speed match, a lot of phases, so they're bringing on the reserves. Looks like the reserves are going to come on and try and finish off this game.
Still got a minute and a half left in this game. A lot of time. Let's see if Japan could withstand this attacking pressure from South Korea. South Korea almost get on the edge. He almost spots a gap down the short side. Quickly shut down. They go back to the right. They shift it. They go to lineup. And they hit that way. Winger steps back in. He's still going. South Korea. Can they capitalize on this position? They shift it. Fauli's up. So they have to go back to the right. They take it into contact. And the ball comes out. He ducks under one tackle. Couldn't duck under the second. And they are awarded a penalty.
Let's go for it.
They take the quick tap. They got numbers here. Good tackle. Couldn't get the offload away. Fauli's up.
2-on-2.
Let's see what South Korea can do. But Japan were knocked back to 10 meters. So they
Surely South Korea could go for the penalty, but they want
and he takes a quick tap, runs straight for the upright and scores. Great try from South Korea.
very well played, isn't it? They haven't made a mistake. I don't think I've seen one handling mistake from South Korea. All their catching and passing has been on point. And that's a fantastic score. And let's see if there's going in the Rugby World Cup in 2022 in South Africa. And the referee has decided that there still is one more play left. And the referee taken to 21-14, so it's still a small but slim chance for Japan to get back into this game. It's only a 7-pointer.
Now, the coach for South Korea, Charles Lowe, be telling his boys, discipline, discipline. As they come up on defense. Good counter-rucking. Yes, they were coming in from the side and the tap wasn't taken on the mark.
This is just give time out for the South Korean team to get the defensive team set, but Japan go early.
They just, good defense from the Japanese player. Great commitment. That's one thing Japan, South Korea has not been lacking in this game, is their commitment to the tackles. Oh, Japan lose the ball. South Korea just need to hold on to it and kick it out. And they do. And what an upset. Great victory for South Korea, well deserved.
And that is our second upset of the day today, but very well deserved South Korea. I thought yesterday they were a great multiple phases, built multiple phases, and a fantastic team effort that would allow them to qualify for the Dialogue Asia Rugby Sevens, and also, more importantly, to qualify for the South African Rugby World Cup 2022. So well done, South Korea.